All right, let's take a look at how to, in Algebra 1 Unit 5 of Illustrative Mathematics curriculum. In the first lesson, this is the introduction to exponential functions, and there is an opportunity to use spreadsheets here for the activity number 2, and sometimes I feel like teachers avoid using spreadsheets simply because they don't know how to use them. So that's what this video is about, how to use a spreadsheet to model the situation where we're walking on the beach and you come across a genie and the genie offers you two purses. One that gives you purse A is $1,000 and then $200 every day after that. And then purse B, which is 1 penny today. And then that doubles, 2 pennies, 4 pennies, and so on. All right, and these questions are how much will there be after a week? We can worry about that later. The first thing I'm going to do is open up a new tab and jump into sheets.new. All right, that'll give me a brand new spreadsheet. And I would take students through this process. Please don't make them a template where all they have to do is fill in the dollar amounts. Okay, that's how you learn to use spreadsheets. All right, well, I'll just name this Algebra 1, Unit 5, Lesson 1, Activity 2, I think. Yeah. So I'll zoom in here a little bit just so this is easier for you to see. And I'm going to make a header here, a header row called day, purse A, and purse B. And I'm going to bold that. So highlight those and bold them. And actually, if you highlight the 3 rows, Control-Shift-E is the shortcut to center a line. And that works in Google Docs and Google Slides and everything, but also you can use this center line. The other thing I'm going to do here is I want this header row to stay because you're going to have kids that are going to explore like what happens after the 100th day. So see this thicker bar right here? If you drag that down, it freezes that header row. All right. And as I start filling this out with the students, you have to tell them to think like a spreadsheet. All right. I could enter day 0, day 1, day 2, but that's not how a spreadsheet works. All right. This day, the day after day 0 is not day 1. It's day 0 plus 1. So I'm going to use my equals symbol to jump into a function, and I'm going to take the day before, cell A2 plus 1. All right, and day 2 is not day 2. You don't just type it in there. It's day 1 plus 1. So I'm going to type my equal symbol, and I'm going to click on the day before, and then I'm going to press plus 1. And I'd show this maybe a couple more times to kind of get to the point where the kids are like, this is no easier than just typing in the numbers. And that's when you reveal the fill handle, right? This little circle at the bottom right, click on that and drag it down. And then your formula gets repeated over and over again. All right, so you have your days. The nice thing setting that up, it allows kids to kind of do column B and C on their own with that simple knowledge of thinking like a spreadsheet, right? So purse A, when you found it, had $1,000 in it. All right, oops. By the way, if you accidentally type something in a cell and you didn't want to do that, just press escape and it doesn't actually put it in there. We want this to be $1 and we want this 0.01 to also be a dollar amount as well. So make those into dollars. And again, I would have kids think through what's happening here. The next day is not $1,200. It's the initial amount the day before plus 200. And then the next day, it's going to be the day before plus $200 more, right? And have them use that fill handle to then drag that down. There are other ways you could use this, maybe making like a linear function out of the day number, but you end up over teaching it and not really driving home what the purpose of the spreadsheet is in this case, or the activity, okay? Now, over here, this amount is doubling. So equals this amount times with the shift 8. All right, kids will try and put X in there. That doesn't work. Let them figure out that doesn't work though. You don't have to tell them right away. This is times 2. All right, and then again, it's the cell before times 2. All right, don't over teach this. Let kids kind of figure out like, okay, we're timesing by 2 every time, it seems like. And then use your fill handle to drag that down. Okay, now have kids explore and you have these questions after a week, 2 weeks, 30 days. All right, but that's an easy way to kind of set up the spreadsheet and you learn about the mathematics, but also the beauty of using spreadsheets.